Toxins going up.
Sorry about that. So, you're here to learn about smoking. Believe me, I know a thing or two about smoking, and that's because I made an Astro. What did you think I was gonna say? 1 second. So what exactly is a smoke and what is its purpose? Smokes in Valorant are essential. They block vision in certain areas of the map to give you a tactical advantage on both attack and defense. All controller agents have some form of smoke, and even some non-controller agents like Jett and Cypher have some variation of a smoke. Some smokes are different sizes, have dense or hollow insides, and have different durations and cooldowns based on the agent. On defense, smokes allow you to block areas of congestion called choke points and delay enemy pushes to site. On attack, smokes also block choke points or entrances to site that lead to defender spawn or mid. On Haven A site, this would be heaven or defender spawn. So as you can see, smokes are a pretty crucial ability. Unfortunately, most players think controllers are boring. I'm probably in the minority when I say that I actually enjoy smoking out my teammates. Okay, so we know what smokes are and how they function, so where should you put them? Like I said earlier, the best place for smokes are choke points. More importantly, smoke should almost always be placed in a choke point to give your enemy as few options as possible when pushing into the smoke. Here's what I mean. Let's say we're defending on bind B site and we want to smoke garden. If the smoke is placed too far left or right, it'll leave gaps that the attackers can use to potentially get a kill. You also want to place the smoke deeper into the doorway and make it flush with the entrance as best you can. If the smoke is placed too far into the entrance, the attackers now have safer options and can move into the cubby next to ticket booth. This applies to almost every choke point in the game, so don't be hasty and place your smokes properly. Almost as important as where you smoke comes the next most important thing: when to smoke. First step is knowing how long it takes for your preferred agent to activate and place the smoke. Brimstone recently received a huge buff to his smokes that cut down his activation, so take into account the time it takes his brittle old boomer hands to pull out his first generation iPad, click the area to smoke, and then activate the smoke with a 1 second drop time. Know your agent and how their smokes work. That's step 1. Step 2 is communicate with your teammates. Communicating with your teammates can sometimes feel like challenging an Elden Ring boss with your hands tied behind your back. I know. But to be fair, Valorant is technically a team game, so communication is going to come in handy. On attack, either tell your teammates, hey, I'm smoking heaven and spawn now, or where do you guys want smoke, before executing a site. If your teammates aren't listening or don't respond, then use your mini-map, stay behind your team in a relatively safe position, and smoke right before your teammates enter site. This has its benefits because it allows your team to take the site safely, and if timed properly, uses the maximum duration of the smoke to take control of site while planting. Smoking too late or too early can give the defenders time to adjust or get a pick from those advantageous positions, and then use your smoke to fall back safely. Ranked teammates blame controllers more than any other role in the game, so you don't want to give them another reason to hate you. In a post-plant situation, having one smoke can give your teammates some room to breathe when peeking the diffuser, so if possible, try to have one in reserves after planting. Things start to get a little bit trickier on defense. If your teammates aren't communicating about spotting enemies on a different area of the map, there's not much you can do besides pay close attention to your minimap and smoke an area you think the enemy might be. You can do this by clearing out your side of the map first with your teammate, and then smoke common choke points for your teammates on other areas of the map. If you have good comms with your teammates, then simply ask where they want to smoke and let you know when. Quick side note, it's really important to play with a friend, someone you pick up from an LFG site, your wife's boyfriend.
What did you say?
Whoever it may be. And that's because it's almost always better to have one reliable teammate as opposed to no reliable teammates. Okay, so on defense post-plant situations, you pretty much want to smoke the same areas that led to site as you did in the beginning or middle of the round. That's because attackers tend to fall back to these choke points for cover since it's safer than playing on site. There are some sites that give attackers more cover, like A site on split. It's difficult to smoke A because you could just be giving the attackers more cover, so smoking a lobby when retaking from screens is still one of the better places to smoke on this kind of map. So you're about to hit A site, you and your teammates are all like, yeah, let's go, let's hit A site, go, go, go. Boom, Brimmy with the stimmy drops a thick smoke right in front of the site entrance. Now what are you supposed to do? Here are your options. 1, panic, run through the smoke and die. Yeah, never do 1. 2, cut all sound and wait out the smoke, making the enemy team think you rotated, then re-hit the site when their smoke runs out. 3, rotate to another site. 4, have 1 or 2 teammates stay at the smoke site and make noise to sell the fact that your team is still trying to hit that site. Meanwhile, your teammates rotate to the other site. 5, a little risky still, but you can counter smoke the defenders and enter site anyway. If you don't want to wait out the smokes, make sure you have some kind of info gathering ability like Sova Drone, Skydog, KO Knife before you run through like a maniac. If you're Jett, this could be a good time to throw a smoke on site and dash into it to create space for your teammates. Same with Neon, but just more effective than Neon. You're now on defense. defense. The attackers smoke the position you're holding. What can you do? First things first, don't immediately calm to your teammates, "They're all here, rotate, oh my god," because it could be a fake smoke to try to get defenders to rotate to that site. Unless you hear a bunch of utility and footsteps, don't assume they're all there. Just calm that they smoked your position, what abilities they used, and most importantly, play your life, meaning stay alive. Now your options are 1, stay in the same position, wait for the smoke to dissipate, let them plant, and play retake. 2, you can sit in the smoke, and I'll explain more on that later. 3, reposition back to a safer area and retake with teammates. 4, if you're playing on site and smoke comes in, you can stay on site and fight to try to get an early pick, or you can fall back to a safer position with assistance from your smokes if needed. The safest options here would be to fall back with your teammates, but if you are in certain scenarios like a save round where you buy a shotgun, you can sit in your own smoke and wait for that easy pick. That could be a good way to go from an otherwise difficult round to win and turn the advantage in your favor. Just keep in mind on defense, you're almost always put at a disadvantage, and trading kills early in the round makes it much easier for the enemy team to plant on your site. Ideally, you want to have the same amount or more bodies going into a post-plant situation than your enemy. When playing against smokes on defense, be a little bit more cautious with your life, gather info for your teammates with good comms, and think about the risk versus reward of how you play in these situations. Alright, I will now be channeling my inner teacher because it is time for the smoke quiz. Question 1. Which one chose the better way to smoke market when attacking B site on ascent? Is it A or B? The answer is B. Although smoke A blocks the entrance, you're giving the defenders an easy way to sneak out behind the smoke and get a pick. Question 2. You're retaking B site on bind and decide to re-enter the site through spawn door. Assuming you have 1 smoke left, where should you place it? Is it going to be A in hookah, B in garden, or C in elbow? The answer is A, hookah. Since you're coming out of spawn door, one of the first angles that you'll have to clear is hookah. This also takes into account the fact that you'll have a bunch of other angles to clear before you get on site. Garden is the next best place to smoke since it's one of the more common areas that attackers position themselves after planting. Okay, enough questions, class dismissed. Your homework will be to main a controller this week and take these lessons into your ranked games and see if they help you in any way. I'm not responsible for any emotional damage you suffer because of this, so good luck. Okay, I think that about sums up everything you need to know about smokes in Valorant. Now that you fully understand smokes, you're gonna need to know if Astra is still worth playing. Check out this video next. I think the answer might be not exactly what you're expecting. Hope you guys learned something today. I will see you in the next one. Peace.